speak about the pets. Just to announce, Aarti and I am going to be there on doing a program with Life Positive magazine, and we are going to be speakers on the 1st of November. Positive. We will send you the link to attend our program. You need to, if you want to watch, there are about 6 or 7 speakers across 2 days, then 8 speakers across 2 days, which the cost is 1,500 for both the days. But if you individually just want to attend my program, then it's 250 bucks. And if you want to individually attend Aarti's program, that would be 500 bucks. From 250 rupees, which means attending 1 program, to 8 programs, which would be 1,000. I will send you all a link at the end of the program. If you could kindly look at it and subscribe so that you can be there, it would be of a great help. Thank you so much. Over to Aarti. Aarti.
Hello everyone. So today I'm going to talk about our community dogs, our stray dogs, which are there on the roads with us. We see them every day. And what are the laws related to them? There are certain laws. We've seen that there's a lot of cruelty that happens to our strays. And there are strays that are living in our buildings. And there are people where you will have some people objecting always. Now, what is it that you can do? Because once you're aware of what are the laws for them, you can stand and put the points across to these people so that you can, in a way, kind of protect these animals. There are a lot of things that we read on social media, we read a lot about in the papers, where these stray animals get subjected to human cruelty. Why? Because certain peoples are intolerable to certain animals. We have to understand this earth as a space is a space for all beings. We do have our houses in certain spaces in on Mother Earth, but it is these other beings also who are also a part of it, and we have to learn to coexist. Now, when a stray animal is staying in your community, in your building, people who are feeding animals can get a feeder's card where you can once you card eligible to feeding these animals, no one can question you why you feed these animals. Once you feed these animals, it becomes my responsibility as a feeder to clean that space. That's one responsibility that I have hold. Second important thing is, if an animal is being tortured or there are certain people standing against you or a group of people from the society and telling you that these animals need to be thrown out, there is a law which states that the animal, if it's staying in a place, you cannot relocate the animal. So they cannot pick up the animal and put him in another area, because especially with cats, we see that people say, okay, let me pick up these cats, they're a nuisance, let me go and put them in the fish market. But we are creating a lot of problem in the fish market. There is going to be territorial issues. There are already feral cats over there who are actually wild, who always stayed their lives over there. And they are not going to let another kitten, because usually you'll pick up a kitten and you'll put the kitten there. The kitten is not going to survive there. They are going to attack that kitten. They're going to kill that kitten. It's more safer for you to create a safe space for the animal. What is the animal requiring? A space where he can sleep and food and drinking water, and some kind of safety around the area so that they don't get driven. There are a lot of, within the society, the animals get driven. If as human beings, we can be a little bit considerate to just honk in the car so that we know that if any animal hears that sound, it will move to a corner where he is very safe. So it is by law, we cannot relocate the animals. If anyone in your society is trying to relocate the animals, you can put up a statement that you're not allowed to do that. There are rules and regulations which I can share in the group so that you can save that rule and regulation in a peaceful manner. You can show that regulation from the government to the people that this you cannot do it. It's against the law. And it's against the law even to stop you to feed the animals. It's a right which you own according to Constitution, where you can feed someone who is not able to fend for themselves. So you can very well feed the animals, but it becomes a social responsibility of the citizen to keep that space clean. The other thing, if there is any kind of cruelty is done, or if there is a group of people who stand against you and you're not able to fight it, there is a committee. There is a committee for animals that is formed where you can approach these people so that they send a representative over back to your society, and that people can speak and come to a solution and explain to people that you cannot harm the animal, you cannot relocate the animal, and it is equally the animal's right to stay in that space because he's been born there, he's brought up there, he's walked into that space. He is now a part of that space. So the animal cannot get relocated. It's important for us to know these laws because many times you will meet people who are not okay with animals. It's completely okay for you not to like animals, but we can learn to live and let live. If we start doing that and educating and bringing awareness to these people that these animals are not causing any harm, then these representatives come and have a peaceful solution. If these people do not agree, even after that, after you've spoken, then the representatives can say that there can be a law, there can be a lawyer, there can be a case that can be put against them. Obviously, in India, the cases go very long. People don't take it seriously. We can approach the police also where cruelty is done, but the police sometimes don't, most of the times, I must say, don't cooperate. Until you know someone in the welfare society, in the animal welfare society, a known person, if you know, then that person can be approached. So there are ways where we can protect the animals and protect from being harassed. So there has been cases where the humans have the watch stick. There was a big case that happened last year where a stray dog was beaten by the watchman on the because the society secretary told them that don't let this dog enter. Now the watchman actually hit the animal so badly with the stick that the animal didn't survive. He was hospitalized, and there was a lot of chaos, and there was a lot of media attention given to that case. But again, such cases happen every single day. And what we need to be aware, we need as a society to stand together so that we can protect the animals. It's okay for not liking, not being an animal lover, but we can learn to live and let live. So that's my message, that's my tips for today. Stopping you to feed, you can very confidently tell them it's I am allowed to do that. So thank you very much.
So Aarti, I have a question today. My mom's house, there is a dog which has walked in. She was, when she had just given birth to the babies. This dog was brought to my uh, buildings and was left outside our building. Our building people adopted and took care of all the little babies. In fact, all of them got adopted. She was given a box and she was inside that box in my premise. Then I don't know how. Arjun, my son, who's so happy looking after all the strays, was looking after her by feeding her and the babies, and of course, others were doing that too. And then I don't know how she found my mom's house, which is right across, and she has made that her home now. And all her neighbors are standing there and shouting at her, at my mom. My mom's not an animal lover, but she's not an animal hater either. And in fact, what you're talking about is exactly what's happening. They are all standing up against her, and my mom doesn't know what to do, how to protect the dog, whether if she feeds him, feeds her, everybody's at her case. So you're feeding her. So mom said, I've not kept her as a pet. She's chosen my house and she's right here, and I can't drive her out. You want to go and complain anywhere you can. I can't stop feeding her because there's an animal which is without food. Yet it's become a problem. So you can maybe later connect with me and let me know how we could deal with this issue and what kind of help can we give this mother who first had babies and then didn't have any of them around her. And again, it's quite interesting that the dog chooses the house. I remember you saying, and for some reason they've chosen our house again. So just think over it, reflect, and if you can say or give anything, that would be great.
To be protected.
Siddharth?
She knows she's going to be protected and taken care of there, so she's come to the right place where she knows people will stand up for her.
I get that.
So that's how they choose. They just don't come into our life like that.
I get that.
Even if it's stray animal, even if you're meeting an animal as an acquaintance, that animal will touch or will change some part of you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Aarti. I'm always grateful for your presence. And thank you for highlighting on the